this child, I swear to days. The baby will look at you with its tiny alien eyes and you'll get all mushy. Well, seriously, my daughter's doing that right now. She's looking at me with big alien, tiny alien eyes, and I'm looking at her. And I am not, and I repeat, I am not melting in that look. I'm not. Yeah. Child. Squeaky. Your squeaky toy. You're always a squeaky toy. Both you and your sister. Yeah. Both of you squeaky toys. I need to see which eggs we need to get. Is this the, what is it called? Where's the eggs? That's the sand barrier. I don't think we need a sand barrier. Don't tell me what to do, Naviru. There's a brood Tigrex. Not a brood Tigrex. Hi! Trust me, with my nephews I saw both my grandmother and mother say the same thing until the baby came and they were all about that mummy stuff, desperate to spend time with. I'm gonna be honest with you. I tend not to do that. I'm protective of my kids, yes. I don't, like I said, I don't know if it's gonna happen. I'm not saying for certain it's going to happen. But when it comes to babies, I try to stay away from babies. I really do. I hope that your baby's baby won't be those strange babies. Yeah, I know, but for some weird reason I always stay away from babies. Like I know for a fact, if the baby is born, I have to at least let my daughter, if she decides to have kids on her own, when she's older, to let them spend time with the baby as much as possible, and then when they feel comfortable, then allow visits. Because I know for a fact from first hand, there's been people trying to get, like, want to give kisses and give cuddles to my daughters, and I'm like, hey, dude, wait, no. Oh, this is another example. Okay? My firstborn, she was 1 year old. Approximately 1 year old. She was born in the COVID year. Okay? A year goes by, and one of the family members said, "Oh yeah, let us take her. She can spend with other kids and get COVID, so she can overcome that illness." That's what she said. Let your child get COVID. And man, was I furious. I was so furious. I was really, really angry. Exactly, it's not chickenpox, and that's what she said. Oh, let us take your daughter so she can spend with other kids and get sick and get COVID so she can overcome it. It's like, dude, it's not chickenpox. It's not like a cold. It's not like a fever or anything. Like, what the hell? But that's what she said. That's what she said. Note, I also had a cesarean for both kids, which means I needed at least six weeks minimum away from other family members. At least. Because I needed to rest. I couldn't take any stress. And as I said before, as an anxious person, I just didn't want anybody around me during that time because I was vulnerable. I know I was vulnerable. And I hated it. I hated the fact that I was vulnerable. I hated the fact that I had to heal. I couldn't move as much. I couldn't do things the way I want to do things because in certain movements I I could open the stitch and all the things. Ah, crap, I did the wrong thing. Wait. But the way you're protective of your children, you'll be the same for your grandchildren too. Yeah. I am happy that I'm, like, overly protective, but then some people just say I'm way overly protective. But if I wasn't protective, as I said before, if I wasn't protective and that my intuition wasn't that high, my kid would have been kidnapped by a kidnapper. Even if it would be a fever, I still don't agree with getting anyone sick on purpose or not. The doc says it and looks after you. Well, that exactly, Tia. Like, I do agree with you. Me, for instance, my family is a mixture of different careers, okay? And one of them specifically is medical field. Okay? I've learned everything from a medical standpoint of view. I've learned everything from that side of town. I know for a fact that if my daughter has a fever, if she's sick, if she has rashes and all these things, I know for a fact not to send her to school. I don't care what the school board says, I don't care what the teacher says, I don't care what the principal says. If my daughter has a fever or has a high temperature that is above the average, she's not going to school. Period. This is what I said also at my... because obviously I'm on maternity leave right now. But at my work, I said, if anything happens to my family, I'm out. You don't see me for the rest of the day. If my daughter's sick, if my partner is sick, if there's something that's happening, I'm out. I don't care about my shift. You can give me a disciplinary if you want, but my family is first. Screw work. Speaking of what, we have children, and before we knew, we had it. Washing machine in the house, and his lead code give COVID to me and only me. I was the only person who was around him that caught it, and I was the only person who doesn't live with him who was around him. Oh my god. When you turn out to be the only person to get COVID. Jesus Christ. I agree with everything you said except chickenpox and maybe the cold. Honestly, I don't agree with the chickenpox and fever, honestly. I don't. It's the wrong thing to do. I wouldn't want to even reasonable doctors would say, don't bring your children to unnecessary situations where it's not needed. I understand sometimes the child needs to get sick, I get it. Sometimes a child needs to get sick to overcome the virus or the disease or the bacteria and all those things. I get that. But we've got something called vaccines. But just because we're having vaccines doesn't mean you're going to be completely immune against it. Yeah, I know, Kirai. I know. I mean, my daughter's been sick a few times with just a bad fever, or with my poor child. She experienced food poisoning for the first time. It was probably just an accidental. I think it might have been the bottle. We couldn't figure out what it really was, but she experienced some sort of food poisoning, because we know for a fact that all the food was cooked properly and all the things, and it's in to date and all the things, but for some weird reason she got sick and vomited, and the poor thing, she didn't know what to do. So we were, both me and Ashton, we were there for at every step, whenever she was vomiting, whenever she was having a cold, and we were giving her Calpol and all these things. But it's seeing a child sick is the worst feeling. It's the worst. It really is, because you cannot do much about it, because their initial response to sickness is vomiting. Like, they cannot help it. They don't have the same controlled reflexes as us as adults. So they will vomit anything. If they consume anything, they will vomit it. If they get sick from it, they vomit. Oh, but seeing her sick, oh my god. Don't mean it, but for Chuckmos is much worse in adulthood than childhood. A thing most people didn't understand, vaccines don't make immune against viruses. A pain to argue over it every time. Oh, yeah, don't even get me started. Especially when they say, oh, vaccines make you sick. They purposely make you sick and then you spread it to everybody else. It's like, that's not how my vaccines work.
Was an obvious win.
Yeah, I don't know. COVID was a really weird time. It really is. I know that since I get a flu jab every year, and I still catch a thing 2 or 3 times every winter. Yeah. The vaccine only helps a little bit to boost the immunity, to boost your immune system. It doesn't really like shield you completely from the virus and whatnot. I guess a lot of people do have a bit of a misconception for that. I know Ashen got vaccinated for COVID. I think he had 2 jabs, that's it. And I got 4 jabs in total. I had 2 main ones and then 2 booster ones. So I'm sort of quote unquote protected. But doesn't mean that I won't be able to catch it, because I could still catch it, but it means at least my body knows exactly what to do with those virus components and whatnot. It's like literally teaching your body from like, hey, this is a new strand that's around. Learn about it. See if you can work around with it. And then the body obviously will register it, you'll get symptoms from it, and then will sort of recognize it in your immune system from like, hey, that's an intruder, we know what to do with it, blah blah blah. Yeah, it's like literally teaching your body what to do when you get it. I've had 6 COVID vaccines injections. I've caught COVID maybe 3 times. Jesus. I'm not gonna lie, having 4 COVID vaccines, I do not think, don't quote me about it, but I do not think I had caught the COVID so far. Can you stop going so weird? Weird child. Jesus Christ, this child. I don't know how you managed to go from that one end to the other end and then on your belly as well. And then twist around. What the heck? The first time was horrible, the second time it was kind of like the flu, and the third time was more like the cold. Yeah. That's why I don't take it. This is why I was really upset with Ashen's family member. To purposely let my child get COVID. No, I'm diabetic, so I don't really have a great immune system. Oof. Yikes. Yeah, it's not good. Right, where do I need to go? So I have what? Okay, so can I get rid of this one? Can I discard this one? Yes, I don't want that one. So I catch a cold if someone sneezes from 100 feet away. Jesus Christ. Get your feet out of your mouth, you silly goose. No, don't you argue with me. You don't put your foot in your mouth. Ugh, disgusting child. Is this your... No. You don't do that. No, you don't do that. Stop being cheeky. Stop being cheeky. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You don't do that. No. 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 I swear this child. I swear this child. She's grabbing both her hands onto one of her toes and start trying to put it in her mouth. No!
Welcome.
Don't give me that sass. Molson, who forgets to wash my hands after being outside and touching stuff or being on the bus. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I cannot really comment about it because a lot of people do tend to forget. Like, no kidding. There are people that completely forget about it.
Thank you.
Which armor am I wearing right now? So, Glavinus armor right now, which is on 142. And this is 131. So, I think the Glavinus armor is the highest that I can get. Okay. Most of the time, they're pushing the handle in the bus of training. Actually, a friend of mine, Muddy, he came over with train. And he was wearing these white gloves, these plastic gloves or latex gloves. And he was wearing it the whole time during this journey.
You did it!
By the end of the journey, it was black. Imagine that. During COVID time. As soon as he came off the train and came over, the gloves were black. That's how filthy it was. No kidding. It was no, just to think about it. No. Yeah, not the greatest, honestly. Not the greatest. Right, a trigger. Don't anger it. What do you mean don't anger it? Why? be a bit of a tough fight here. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I refuse to wear white clothing on my hollower. Yeah. Not surprising.
One more time.
A little bit of damage, I'm not too bothered about it. Okay, we need speed. I said on the seat wearing lightweight has only the X-ray status too. Oh boy. Yikes. Yeah, that's probably not very pleasant. Careful, Kyle.
Got it.
Nice damage. Some people insist on eating and drinking on the moving bus. Yeah, I don't know. I try to avoid it, but if I really am hungry or very thirsty, I try to take a sip before I go into the bus. Oof! Careful, Astro. Finish it, Kyle. Finish it. There we go.
You're pretty strong.
Quest complete. Ooh, look at all of these. Perfect. I don't mind the train since they have tables. Yeah, the train is fine. It's just a bus. It's a bit of a weird one, honestly. It really is a weird one. Doo-doo. Yeah. Why me? Why me?
Keep up the pace.
Are broken. Almost broken. But on the bus, the people usually pick the stinky food, so the whole bus smells like their dinner. Yeah, sounds about right.
Stay focused. One more time.
Alright. That one's down. Next one. Well then. And down you get.
Stay sharp.
That could be a Glasgow chip shop thing though. Probably. I'm not honestly not sure. Alright, let's get Slifer. Slifer hasn't done anything today. Not much, at least.
Keep up the pace.
We'll finish it off now, Slifer. Oh, I love Slifer. He's being a
So
good
that's
boy.
the power of kinship, huh?